We have a major Becky Lynch WWE update for you. Plus, have Kenny Omega's AEW return plans been revealed? And a WWE star has been pitched for a TNA return. It's all in the Cultaholic wrestling news right now. The man hasn't come around for a while, Andrew. Where's the man been? Well, the man has been away, being a family woman and possibly looking into acting work and life outside of wrestling. But according to WrestleVotes Radio, she might not be quite as far away from a WWE return as we think.
Yeah, so they say still to this day, her name appears on the weekly roster that comes out with the television script each Monday and Friday. Does that mean she signed a new deal? Officially, we can't say that. But what we can say is that she's still in the mix. She's still considered part of the team, so to speak, and we'll see where this goes. But we do know that her name is still part of the company.
Now, could this simply be an oversight? The fact that Becky Lynch's name has just been left on the internal roster list? Well, WrestleVotes don't think so, because they say they can't believe that's the case based on how buttoned up WWE is about these sort of things. Kiana James, for example, was taken off the roster, which was reported by numerous outlets for whatever injury she is going through. So when these things happen, they are on top of it. So the fact that Becky Lynch has been on that roster sheet for as long as she has tells me that she's in the fold and in the mix moving forward. So, I mean, obviously there's nothing else that we've heard in terms of plans for a Becky Lynch return, but the fact that maybe she isn't as far away from the company as we maybe think she might be, could also be a way of just kind of getting AEW to keep their hands off her.
maybe, I'm not sure. Obviously with Seth being there, I feel like maybe that's more of an incentive to stay as well. I guess if she was to come back, there's still things there that she could do with Liv Morgan, who has the title at the moment. If Liv retains at Bad Blood, then there's a little bit of something there. Maybe we could move away from, for a while at least, if there's a tangent somewhere, if Rhea can move on to something else for a little bit and Liv maybe go on to do something with Becky again if she was to come back. There's something there, I guess. But yeah, it just remains to be seen, doesn't it?
It's something that we will keep an eye on. Another person conspicuous by their absence in the wrestling world is Kenny Omega. He's taken a lot of time out to heal numerous injuries and, of course, fight a bout of diverticulitis. He is itching for a return. He gave an interview to New Japan Pro Wrestling where he talked about his feud with Tanahashi in years gone by and said Tanahashi may even factor into his AEW return. He says, if I can come back, I do want to face the Bucks. I want revenge. More importantly, I want to do it the right way. The first time Tanahashi and I wrestled was for the belt. And then in 2019, it was a lot on the line for both of us. Now, with the two of us aligned, next time we wrestle, I'd want to do it together. I've been a bad guy for a lot of my time, especially in AEW. I cheated to win the AEW title. I don't want that to be my memory of myself that stays with young fans. If Tanahashi and I meet in that ring again, I want to do it as his partner.
That's very interesting. Omega also said he'd like to present for Wrestle he'd like to be present for Wrestle Dynasty, and that's obviously the joint AEW New Japan show on January 5th. So does that indicate anything, Tom?
Again, we've had no idea in terms of how far along with his recovery Kenny Omega is, but he is very keen to be a part of Wrestle Dynasty in January and maybe coming back in a tag match. I think Kenny's the sort of guy that would probably want to come back at full speed. I feel like when he came back after his initial injury in the Trios tournament, he wasn't quite at full speed. I feel like now he'd want to come back and be fully rested and ready to go.
Yeah, for sure.
I'd like to see that happen. Him and Tanahashi versus the Young Bucks.
That'd be a good time. It would be a good time.
It will be a nice time. There's a couple of other names floating around that could be back on our screens in AEW sooner rather than later. Who was backstage at Dynamite, Andrew?
Oh, it was only Adam Cole, baby. He's been out of action, obviously, for over a year at this point, and Fightful Select have given us the latest on his status, saying Adam Cole was backstage at Dynamite in Pittsburgh. He's expected to return soon. Cole is obviously from the area.
So that's probably might be why he was there. But still, we are reaching that point where Cole's going to get back in the ring.
I want it so bad.
It's great.
I'm so excited for it.
We are missing him from the action on AEW, as we're also missing Powerhouse Hobbs. Now, it was confirmed by Fightful that he was backstage on Wednesday's Dynamite 5th anniversary as well, and they're also reporting, as other sources are, that Hobbs continues to travel with AEW ahead of his return after being cleared. A few other places have also said that he's just waiting on creative at this point before he gets back in there. I'm ready to see Hobbs just destroy everything.
Me too. It's always felt a little bit like when he's getting when the ground's getting running for Hobbs, something happens, which is unfortunate. But hopefully, I'm excited because people seem to be coming back. We had Jay White recently as well. Adam Cole coming back. Powerhouse Hobbs coming back. Maybe we'll get Samoa Joe back down the line when he's finished doing what he's doing. Like AEW's and Kenny Omega, obviously, from that previous report too. Hopefully sooner rather than later, as long as he's all good to go. Like, it's going to be delightful.
All of a sudden, the roster looking a lot stronger in AEW. Still very busy, but a lot stronger than it has. I can't help myself. Let's finish on some bits from WWE, in particular for TNA. We've had an update on the plans that TNA has for their Hall of Fame. They've been doing this as part of Bound for Glory for the last couple of years. We saw Ken Shamrock inducted by The Rock during the pandemic. We've seen Mike Tenay going in the Hall of Fame and Gail Kim in the Hall of Fame. Has Kurt Angle gone in that Hall of Fame yet?
Oh, I'm not sure. I could not tell you, young man.
But a few names floating around that could potentially be part of a TNA Hall of Fame for 2024. What are Fightful telling us, Andrew?
Fightful told us, we're told that the brand is planning to move forward with that again this year, though we haven't learned who is being inducted. Numerous sources in the company confirmed it is in the plans and that there were multiple options that were discussed. When Fightful spoke to the Hardy Boys recently, they noted that they'd both be honored to be inducted, but that had not engaged in conversations regarding it yet. We've been told by sources that there were many hopeful that AJ Styles could be inducted, and there was no indication that it was a set plan for this year. And I think those two make a lot of sense as well. They really do.
The pitch for AJ Styles to be a part of the Hall of Fame is the one I am most tantalized by.
Me too. We still need AJ Styles in doing the TNA thing. We've been waiting for I think maybe they're just waiting for the right moment.
Bound for Glory feels like the right moment.
Yeah, for sure.
It really does. I feel like Bound for Glory is a point where you can have AJ Styles turn up and do something big there. Whether or not you have AJ wrestle one more match, I'm trying to think who you would put on that roster up against AJ Styles. Josh Alexander springs to mind.
I believe I recall you saying in a previous news video we've done, Joe Hendry. Like a heel AJ Styles against Joe Hendry.
That would be nice.
Yeah.
I'd love that. I think that might be one for maybe further down the line.
Yes.
I still think that'd be a lovely thing to happen.
Yeah.
Like AJ and Joe would be a great galvanizing moment for Joe Hendry, should he become TNA World Champion. But if you want to feature him at Bound for Glory, I quite like the idea in terms of the current lay of the land, having Josh Alexander.
That would be very cool.
Be the guy that goes, like, I'm calling you out, AJ Styles.
Yeah.
This is my house, and I'm gonna take you out. And that'd be nice.
It sounds good.
And then they'd have a banger.
Yeah, they would do, wouldn't they, as well?
They'd have a banger. And you could induct AJ into the Hall of Fame at the same time.
Yes, please.
I'd love all of those things. Many thanks, Army Tanks. It's Bad Blood this weekend. Tomorrow, WWE in Atlanta, Georgia for a Hell in a Cell match, a big tag match that might feature The Rock appearing on a big telly. So we're going to watch it on the YouTube channel. Well, I say we. Ye are, and the tall man, Adam Pacitti and Andrew Hodkinson doing your live reactions. You've done your predictions now as well.
Yep, we've done predictions, we've done pitches, we've done the job lot. You'll have what happened at not long after the show. You'll have the WTF moments soon. And as Tom mentioned there, me and Adam at 10 p.m. on Saturday, as that's when the pre-show is happening in the UK, we'll be on youtube.com/cultaholic/live, so you can join us there.
And for the very latest wrestling news at any time, you can check out cultaholic.com. Keys.
I love you, bye.